Hello everyone, and welcome to another Dennis Cain video. Before we get into it, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel. If I upload these in the right order, you'll see the progression of what he says to my girls as he gets caught out and changes his story. And so, in this episode, our man is talking to Celia. "Hi," he said, "how are you?" "Hello, I'm fine, thanks. I don't recognise you though. Please remind me how I know you." "I was browsing through here and I came across your profile. I found interest in it and I decided to add you." "Good evening," she said. "I was at work when you applied earlier." "Oh, what's the nature of your work? I hope work wasn't stressful." "Oh, here we go." "I'm an administrator at the University of Durham. What is it with this obsession people have about hoping work isn't stressful? Do you just sit around all day doing nothing while someone else does the work for you?" "No, I'm an engineer. My work is always stressful, that's why." "What type of engineer are you?" "I'm a civil engineer." "What do you do?" she asked. Google leapt to his rescue. "I'm responsible for constructing, designing and maintaining of physical and naturally built environments, which include road, bridge, canals, dams, airports, sewage systems, pipelines, structural components of buildings and railways. I'm currently building roads." As you can tell, by now a man had decided that knowing nothing about gas turbines and not knowing the difference between an electrician and electrical engineer, maybe he should change professions. "I work in a university," said Celia. "I don't need a copied and pasted definition from Wikipedia of what a civil engineer does." How infantile and condescending. "Where are you building roads and who do you work for? In fact, I really can't even begin to imagine how you can build roads and also be responsible for constructing canals, airports and railways, amongst others. Each of those is a different and very specialised skill. Tell me the last canal you were responsible for constructing, designing or maintaining, please, and the last airport you constructed, designed or maintained." Caught out as before, our man felt an explanation coming on. "I'm definitely talking to you from my brain cell, not from Wikipedia. I'm building roads in California. I'm self-employed. I get contracts from public, private organisations and government. I've been building roads and have never gotten any contract to build canals, airports and railways, but it is also in line with my profession as a civil engineer. The last road I built was in Mississippi, Ackerman." "I don't like liars," said Celia, copying a bit from the University of Strathclyde that he'd clearly copied. Then she quoted him saying, "I'm self-employed. I get contracts from public, private organisations and government." "If you're building a road, someone must be paying you," she said. "Who are you building a road for?" And then in reply to him saying that he didn't have any contracts to build canals, airports and railways, she said, "So all that bollocks your alleged brain cell came up with was just idiotic tripe? Because you definitely told me you were responsible for building all those things. Now you say you aren't. What do you really do, please?" "I build and construct roads at the moment. That's what I'm doing presently." "Yes, you said. Who are you working for? Where are you building roads? Someone must be paying for you to build the roads." "I work for California Department of Roads," he said. "I told you, please read our messages. I'm building roads in California." "You literally just told me in the message above that one, and we're getting much closer." "Where in California?" "Los Angeles," he said. "Why do I have to keep asking you to get you to just tell me what you're doing and where? I told you where I work the first time you asked. But from now on, I'll avoid answering your questions." "I'm sorry. I didn't want to be too fast. Forgive me, darling. What are your plans today?" Celia cracked. "I'm responsible for ensuring all students get appropriate accommodation and a place on their chosen course. I'm responsible for liaising between colleges and departments and also liaising with colleges and schools worldwide. I'm responsible for ensuring all students receive adequate funding. I liaise with parents, caregivers and other organisations to ensure appropriate support is put in place for all students who need it. By the way," she added underneath, "unlike you, I have more than one brain cell and they all rub together to write that." "Sounds great," said our man. "I'm also responsible for constructing, building roads. In the past, have built varieties of roads across the globe. I'm happy with my profession, and I think this has brought me so far in life. I'm just searching for an honest, decent, loyal and supportive woman I can spend the rest of my life with and share all my love, respect and wealth with." I'm searching for an intellectual, intelligent, articulate man that I can have interesting conversations with, replied Celia. I don't have any wealth to share. How much wealth do you have? Where have you built roads across the globe? Yes, said our man. I'm intellectual and intelligent. My career has taken me to over 22 countries of the world, ranging from Asia, Middle East, Europe, Oceania. Where have you been to in the world? I've been to over 12 countries of the world, ranging from Europe, North America and Oceania, replied Celia. Tell me about some of the roads you've built, and where? I remembered when I was building a particular road in Mississippi. Darling, it wasn't so easy. It was so brainstorming. I had to employ lots of workers so they can arrange the layers accordingly and get accurate measurements and size of the roads. But I was happy I was able to get the work done perfectly. And I think almost everyone's going to realise that that was written by somebody who has absolutely no idea what they were talking about. Without any discrepancy or error. Your profession seemed interesting. How long have you been into it? You've built roads in over 22 countries, and all you remember is building a road in Mississippi. Please at least try to tell me something interesting. I've been at the university for 20 years. Yes! Are you supportive? He asked. Not of brain-dead idiots who won't answer a simple question and can't have a proper conversation, said Celia, who twice copied and pasted the bit about him saying he was intellectual and intelligent. I also remembered when I was building a road in Asia, United Arab Emirates, said our man, realising maybe he should be a bit more specific. They paid me a lot of money, and I invested the money. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very easy work for me, and I didn't employ much workers. I only employed like 20 workers. Do you normally invest money? At this point, it should be obvious to most people that this guy doesn't have a clue about building roads. I don't know about where you live, but where I live, there are large companies, usually hired by the local council, to build roads. They have a lot of heavy plant and machinery. I think they'd be more likely to tell you how much machinery and which machines they were using than how many workers they'd had to employ. All you remember is money. You don't remember the places you visited, the places you stayed in, the types of road you built. Are you making up silly stories because you can't actually describe anything you've done, can you? I don't have any money to invest, she continued. When I was in United Arab Emirates, I stayed in Palm Jumeirah, don't they all? I also visited their deserts, which was really fun. When I was building the roads in United Arab Emirates, I was able to liaise with the architects, subcontractors, consultants, co-workers and clients. You'd be in trouble if you randomly built a road without doing most of that, I would think. I can tell you what to invest money in, if you're interested. That must have been really interesting, said Celia. I told you I don't have any money to invest. What kind of investments do you do yourself? I invest in real estate, shares, cryptocurrency. At the moment, I'm investing in cryptocurrency. I hope you haven't been losing too much money, said Celia, although I think the price of crypto might have risen a bit lately. We get students wanting to pay in crypto, but we can't accept it. Phew, she said, I've been chatting to you and trying to reorder a very large spreadsheet. I've just finished it. I think I might go for my lunch break now. No, I haven't been losing money. I know how to monitor the trade. How was your day, darling? It was okay. I spent a lot of time on a Teams call this afternoon talking to a university consortium in Canada. How was your day? Oh, Celia, have you not learnt that you should never ask a scammer about their day? My day was productive, darling. What does that mean? I was able to coordinate and control my workers so they can get the job done. You see, they're such an unruly bunch usually that he never gets anything done. When are you going to bed? OFGS, said Celia. You make them sound like a bunch of kindergarten kids. Please tell me what you did that was productive, like a mature adult businessman, not a kid. And in reply to him saying, when are you going to bed, she said, soon, if I have to put up with your childish drivel. It's just so unnecessarily tedious having to ask you every single question several times before you give me an even passingly adult answer. We had to finish up with some parts of layers we're yet to finish up with, he said. Meaning, Cecilia, adult, I know what I'm talking about answer, please. You really won't understand, because it's not your area, a specialisation, that classic line used by all scammers when challenged about a subject they know absolutely nothing about. And if the person that you're talking to online says that when you ask them about their job, then you know you're talking to a scammer. Don't be rude and condescending, Cecilia. I work in a university. It's you that doesn't understand because it's not your area of specialisation. Who are you really? And what do you really do? I told you, I'm a civil engineer. You've already admitted you only have one brain cell, Cecilia, so it's obvious you aren't an engineer of any kind. You have two choices. A, tell me who you really are. Clue, I know. Or B, go away and annoy someone else. I'm hoping you'll choose B and go away to annoy someone else. Awesome choice, she said, when he hadn't answered her a few minutes later. Goodbye. Our man sent a thumbs up, followed by this photo of some machines. In a nutshell, that's how my day is going, he said. You really seem not to understand my lifestyle. I'm always busy with work, and I always try to create time to talk to you, and it's because I really care about you. I wouldn't be talking with you if I don't care. Maybe. In a nutshell, Cecilia, you've parked some large machines. What was all that bollocks about some parts of layers? Adult, I know what I'm talking about answer, please. And this is your last chance to show me you're a mature, experienced engineer, not an idiotic kid. So choose your answer carefully. Can you imagine talking to a mature, experienced engineer in real life like that and getting any kind of answer? And for the record, in case you're wondering, no, I don't talk to people like that in real life. These are the kind of people that in real life I would just turn around and walk away from. I wouldn't bother answering them at all. Celia! My work involves managing and overseeing construction projects, ensuring structural integrity and optimising project timelines. The reference to some parts of layers was likely a misunderstanding, said our man, starting to realise that he couldn't get away with talking complete rubbish to Celia. I apologise if my previous explanation was unclear. In civil engineering, discussing some parts of layers refers to specific aspects of soil mechanics, a crucial aspect of our projects. I value your understanding, and I'm here to clarify any doubts you may have. Let's move forward positively. The reference to some parts of layers was likely a misunderstanding. No, it wasn't a misunderstanding, said Celia. You typed meaningless rubbish. Refers to specific aspects of soil mechanics. Are you sure? Please explain what soil mechanics has to do with those machines you sent me a photo of. Again, a proper adult I know what I'm talking about explanation, please. Celia! I may not have conveyed the technical details effectively, said whichever member of the team had taken over, because I expect you'll notice the construction of the sentences is now completely different. Allow me to clarify. Some parts of layers indeed pertains to specific facets of soil mechanics, a key consideration in civil engineering. I can just imagine a real soil mechanic talking about some parts of layers. But I guess he couldn't just say, oh, I'm sorry. My colleague typed that. He had no idea what he was talking about. Please read what I said. What does soil mechanics have to do with the machines in that photo? Again, a proper adult I know what I'm talking about explanation, please. Celia! The machines in the photo, such as the dump truck, crane and concrete mixer. Let's have a look. Was there a dump truck, a crane and a concrete mixer in that photo? I can certainly see two cranes. Machines in the photo, such as the dump truck, crane and concrete mixer, are integral to the earthwork and concrete aspects of road construction. Soil mechanics, in this context, ensures we understand the ground conditions for proper foundation design. I suspect ChatGPT has taken over here. It's crucial to highlight the division of labour. Each worker, including myself, specialises in specific tasks. My focus aligns with project management and ensuring the seamless execution of our road construction endeavours. At last, Cecilia, thank you. Celia! I value our connection, and your trust means a lot to me. I've chosen to share my professional world with you because I genuinely care. It's disheartening to feel a sense of doubt. I want to reassure you that my intentions are sincere, and I'm committed to building a foundation of trust between us. Let's communicate openly and bridge any gaps that may exist. Chosen to share my professional world. Cecilia, you build roads, not top-secret cutting-edge research. You didn't share anything until I asked you many times. But I'd love to see you try to communicate openly. Celia! I understand your concerns, and I genuinely want to address them. My commitment to open communication is unwavering. I value your trust, and I'm here to prove that my words align with my actions. Let's work together to build a stronger understanding and trust between us. Can you really imagine having this conversation with somebody that actually builds roads? We can try, Celia. Good morning. I'm just waking up. How was your night? I'll be leaving work soon, she said. I just have to finish filling in some forms online for some students who are coming for an exchange visit from Japan after Easter. I'm glad you're having a productive day. My work day has been filled with managing project timelines, coordinating with the team, and overseeing the progress on our ongoing road construction. Currently, I'm immersed in quality control measures to ensure every aspect meets our engineering standards. Oh, the joys of quality control, said Celia. Which standards do you have to adhere to? Our man thought he'd better give a proper answer at last. Absolutely, Celia. In our road construction projects, we adhere to industry standards, such as ASTM, American Society for Testing Materials, for material quality, AASHTO, American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials, for highway design, and local building codes. These standards ensure durability, safety, and compliance with regulatory requirements. What are you doing? Just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually made him work. He had to research which quality standards apply to the building of roads. I'm just cooking my dinner, she said, to save you asking. It's sausages, beans and chips because I'm feeling naughty. What are you doing? Oh, that's pretty much good, sweetheart, said our man, disappointing all of us because he didn't say yummy. That sounds like a delicious and indulgent dinner choice. Oh, goodness, Celia. If I were there, I'd be curious to know what spices you're using to make it extra special. Your culinary skills already have my attention. Perhaps we can share our favourite recipes sometimes. What do you think? I'm just having a break, sweetheart. Oh, if only even the experienced scammers knew how to cover conversation. I don't use any extra spices, she said. I just put the sausages and chips in the oven and the beans in the saucepan. OK, that's great, sweetheart. When are you going to bed? Probably around 10:30 p.m. I'll speak to my son first. Did I tell you he lives in Sydney in Australia? No, you didn't tell me anything about her. Him, said Celia. My son is a man. He lives in Sydney with his girlfriend. How old is him? He's 30. OK, what's his occupation? He works as an accountant, said Celia. OK, I want to go back to work, sweetheart. Talk to you later. OK, talk later. Hello again, she said the next day. I just got back from shopping. The city centre was really busy. I should have waited for my lunch break on Monday. It wouldn't have been nearly so busy. I can't imagine. The city centre must have been bustling, he said. I hope Monday will be more calm. I'm just going to relax today. Do you have any plans for the rest of the day? I'm going to put up my Christmas decorations. That sounds wonderful, Celia. Decorating for Christmas is always a special time. I would probably decorate by next week. This was on a Saturday. What do you mean by next week? She asked. I meant that I plan to start decorating for Christmas next week. Are there any specific decorations or themes you enjoy for the holiday season? Not really, said Celia. I think I'll make the Christmas tree red and gold. I don't think you've told me where you live. Are you living in LA? Red and gold sound like classic and elegant choices for a Christmas tree. I live in Bonsalo. You haven't told me where exactly you live, too. In Durham, she said, about 5 minutes' walk from where I work. That's good. Will you like to spend the rest of your life with a man like me? Oh, how long have you got, pal? I have no idea, she said. I haven't met you. Probably not, to be honest, since you started by lying to me. Fair point, sweetheart, he said. Getting to know someone takes time. I'm interested in learning more about you and discovering if we share similar values and interests. What are your thoughts on building a connection over time? We can try, she said. Do you have children? I have a son who lives in Sydney in Australia with his girlfriend. I genuinely apologise if there's been any misunderstanding, Celia, and you might realise that at this point either another member of the team is taking over or they're using ChatGPT, and you'll see if you watch the video with Persephone that exactly the same thing happens in there. Suddenly they're writing long, wordy paragraphs. I genuinely apologise if there's been any misunderstanding, Celia. My intention is to be open and honest with you. If there's a specific instance that has caused doubt, please let me know, and I'm committed to addressing it transparently. Building trust is important to me, and I value our connection. Yes, I have a daughter who lives in Oklahoma. And so, because he'd said he was committed, to addressing any misunderstanding transparently. She copied and pasted the bit where she'd asked him what he did, and he'd pasted in the generic definition of a civil engineer, and then, when challenged, had claimed that his brain cell wrote it, not Wikipedia. "You can address that transparently, please," she said. "You copied and pasted a generic job description, didn't tell me what you actually do, and then tried to pretend your brain cell made it up and it didn't come from the internet. Sweetheart, I truly regret any confusion. My introduction may have been poorly phrased, but I assure you the description of my work is genuine. I strive for clarity, and I want to share more about my role in civil engineering. Let's move forward with open communication, and I'll gladly provide more personalised insights into my profession and my genuine interest in getting to know you better. I hope you are also willing and interested in knowing me better." "There was no confusion," said Celia. "You lied." "Sweetheart, I understand the importance of trust, and I want to be clear. I did not intentionally lie. The initial description might have been unclear, and for that I apologise. My goal is open communication, and I'm here to rectify any misunderstanding. Let's build our connection on trust and honesty moving forward." "How was this not an intentional lie?" said Celia, copying where he'd said, "I'm definitely talking to you from my brain cell," when it was obvious you'd copied and pasted. "Because I'm beginning to dislike you. One minute you tell me you want to be transparent and honest and all that bullshit. The next minute you try to pretend you didn't lie." "Celia, I appreciate your honesty, and I genuinely didn't intend to mislead you. Stress can cloud communication, and I take full responsibility for any confusion caused. My aim is to be transparent and build trust, not to deceive. I'm committed to ensuring our interactions are genuine, and I hope we can move past this with a clearer understanding." "We'll see," she said. "It would be so much better if you just admit that you lied, instead of talking about confusion caused or clouded communication. You lied. End of story. You said your brain cell definitely said what you typed, when we both know you definitely copied and pasted it, and your brain cell didn't say any of it. This is your last chance to apologise properly, like a mature man, and not come up with lots of wordy excuses. Last chance." The wordy team member, or ChatGP, leapt back into action. "I'm sorry for any lie, Celia. I should have been clearer in my communication, and I sincerely apologise for any misunderstanding this might have caused. Trust is important to me, and I'm committed to being open and honest in our conversations moving forward." "Not any lie," said Celia, "a specific lie that you deliberately told. You can't even man up and accept your own mistakes, can you? You just want to wriggle and squirm and pretend you don't know what you said. I think that's the end of our friendship. Goodbye." "I admitted it, and I'm sorry. I sincerely apologise to you." "OK, we'll see," said Celia. "I apologise for any discomfort caused, Celia. My intention is to be genuine, and I appreciate your patience as we navigate through this. I'm committed to building trust, and I value our communication. Thanks, sweetheart." "OFGS," said Celia. "Stop repeating yourself like a bloody record. Can't you change the mode of ChatGPT or whatever you're using so it sounds less repetitive and more real, please? And I really must investigate how ChatGPT works, mustn't I? I'm telling you all this from my heart, and I want to be real and sincere with you." "Then change the frickin' record, please. I know. Let's get on to safer ground. Tell me where you studied engineering." For once, he came up with a sensible answer. "I studied engineering in the University of Michigan," he said. "We used to have an exchange programme with them," said Celia, "but I don't think we do any longer. It must have been one of the things we stopped during COVID." "Why did you stop it?" asked our man. "Didn't I just say?" replied Celia. "OK, will you give me a chance to step into your heart?" "I'm not sure," she said. "I need to know a lot more about you. You haven't got off to a good start, to be honest. Tell me more about the investing you do," she said, because I was hoping that with Celia we might be able to get him into the crypto scamming that he was talking about earlier. "Sweetheart, I understand the need for more clarity. In terms of investing, I focus on diverse portfolios and sustainable options, aligning investments with long-term goals. I invest more in Bitcoin, shares and bonds," said our man, being as unclear as possible. "Will you like to invest in Bitcoin, shares, real estates and bonds?" "That depends on what you mean by investing in Bitcoin, shares, real estates and bonds. Proper adult, I know what I'm talking about explanation, please. I don't have much money to invest." "OK, dear, investing in Bitcoin involves the purchase of digital currency, and shares are the amount of money you get as a shareholder when you invest in a particular company. Real estate is a type of investment that involves the purchase of houses and lands for the potential of appreciation or rental income. Bonds are debts securities, where essentially lend money for an entity in exchange for a periodic interest payment. All these investments types carries its own potential return, and it doesn't require you have to have a lot of money before you can invest in it. Yes, I know what real estate is, Celia. I know what shares are. I know what Bitcoin is. What do you mean by investing? I don't have enough money to buy another house. The price of Bitcoin has risen a bit lately, but it might well fall again. Wouldn't call that a reliable investment. Shares are not the amount of money you get as a shareholder when you invest in a particular company. Please try again. In your own words, please. Not alone in meaningless words generated by ChatGPT. If you must use ChatGPT, please read it first to ensure it makes sense before sending. Shares are the investment you get as a shareholder when you invest in a particular company. What do you mean by ChatGPT? He asked. Keep trying, said Celia. I know what I'm saying, said our man, who had no idea what he was talking about, and I'm willing and ready to make it work with you, if you give me a chance to step into your heart. I think it's your bank account he wants to step into, Celia. No, you don't have a clue what you're saying, said Celia. Tell me about your own investment in Bitcoin, please. Yes! Do you want to invest in it? Not unless you can tell me properly how you invest in Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you better and let you know more about it when I wake up. Probably. You couldn't tell me worse, she said, adding, you're typing in your sleep, are you? Clever. I will tell you, and I promise you, sweetheart, said our man, who'd taken over from Mr. Wordy and was hoping to hand it back. I'll believe that when I see it, she said, and I want it in your own words, please. I want to know how you invest in Bitcoin. Of course, yes. I have a wallet whereby I put a certain amount of money there for a specific period of time. Once the time eventually come, I will withdraw it with interest, and I can invest the money again, over and over. I don't know any wallet that pays interest, said Celia, and that doesn't mean there aren't any, guys. It just means that I don't know of any. Yes, and firstly, you need to invest in my portfolio, and I'll guide you through the process properly. Shall I say that again? I've never heard of a wallet that pays interest. Some bank current accounts do, but I've never heard of a crypto wallet that pays interest. Celia! You're correct. Traditional crypto wallets typically don't pay interest. However, there are crypto platforms and services that offer interest-bearing accounts or staking options. If you invest in my portfolio, you'll have access to this platform. I've never heard of an interest-bearing crypto account. How do they work? Once you deposited money, I will generate a platform for you. Your coin will start increasing, and you'll be able to withdraw the money you invested and the interest within a specified period of time frame. And if the person that you're talking to online starts talking about coin or withdrawing your money with interest after a specified period of time, which they don't specify, run a mile, because you know you're talking to a scammer. That doesn't tell me how it works, she said. You have to deposit money first, which is the first process. Yes. How does the account generate interest? For your initial money you deposited, you will always get 50% interest. That's a huge red flag. There's no such thing as a guaranteed investment in cryptocurrency. At least, not one that I know of. I know, said Celia. Tell me about share trading instead, since you clearly have no clue about Bitcoin. And in reply to him saying for your initial money you deposited you will always get 50% interest, she said that wasn't even remotely what I asked you. What was the question you asked? How does the account generate interest? The platform, replied neither Mr. Wordy or ChatGPT. The platforms offer interest on Bitcoin through lending and staking mechanisms. Now, crypto staking is something that I haven't yet got my head around, and you can't do it with Bitcoin. In lending, you can lend your Bitcoin to other users, and they pay you interest in return. Staking involves participating in the network by holding a certain amount of cryptocurrency, contributing to the blockchain's security and earning rewards. It's essential to choose reputable platforms and understand the associated risks. I prioritise transparency in my investment strategies, and I would always guide you through the process. Celia, you won't regret doing this with me. You can stake Bitcoin, she asked, and before I read you his answer, if you do get into crypto staking, as far as I can tell, the return is somewhere between 3 and 4% per year. There are tokens you will stake, like USDT, BNB, and other network chain, he tried. I assume that means no. said Celia. Yes, you can't stake Bitcoin, but you can only invest in it. You can only stake other tokens, which I mentioned above. Then explain this, she said, please, copying the bit where he'd said, you can lend your Bitcoin to other users. It was you that was talking about Bitcoin. Isn't that self-explanatory, he said. No, replied Celia. You were talking there about lending Bitcoin. Then you tell me you can't stake Bitcoin. I'm not confident you know what you're talking about. Do you know the current return on crypto staking? Tell me about share trading instead, please. You have to invest first before you can know the current return you'll get. No, you don't. And if anyone tells you that you have to buy into their investment before they'll tell you how much return you're going to get, then you know you're talking to a scammer. No, you don't, Cecilia. Now I know you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm saying. You really don't understand me. Tell me about share trading instead, please, she said. Oh, I understand you very well. You don't know what you're talking about, so you're trying to blind me with word salad. Tell me about share trading instead, or give me the link to your trading platform so I can see what the returns really are, because obviously we like a good fake crypto website, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, I will. I need to be sure if you really want to invest. And if the person that you're talking to tells you that, again, you know you're talking to a scammer. All reputable crypto investment websites are online and available for everyone to see and read. You don't have to invest before you can read them. It's hard to be confident when it's obvious you don't understand what you're trying to get me to invest in. I need to do my due diligence. I'm sure you wouldn't expect anyone to invest without doing that. And ladies and gentlemen, and without being funny about it, if you don't know what due diligence is, then please steer clear of all investments. It means doing your own background research and satisfying yourself to the best of your ability that the investment that you're about to buy into meets your investment needs and is reputable. It's a decision that you have to make for yourself. And if you can't make it, or you don't know how to make it, then please don't invest. And if you do decide to invest, please don't send your money to some random person you've met online, and never invest more than you can afford to lose, especially if you're talking about cryptocurrency, which is hugely volatile. I'm sure you wouldn't expect anyone to invest without doing that, said Celia. Yes, I understand it more better. You're the one who need clear understanding, he said. Exactly, said Celia, and you aren't able to give me that, so I need to see the platform and read what they say. And please also tell me about share trading, and please don't make me have to ask again. Share trading, he tried, involves buying and selling ownership shares in publicly traded companies. Yes, I know that, said Celia. Who do you use for share trading, and what type of shares do you trade? I know. Let's try the real estate investing. How do you do that? Or give me the link to your crypto trading platform so I can do my due diligence. And so he did. And we'll look at that at the end of this video. Could you clarify what return I'll get, please? Did you explore the platform carefully, he said. Yes, and I'm confused, so could you clarify, please? How much money do you want to invest? That isn't an answer to my question. This is what you said before. For your initial money you deposited, you will always get 50% interest. If you invested $7,500, he said, you'll get $30,000. OFGS, said Celia, how's that, 50%? How often? Over what time period? You have to sign up first, it's understandable. No, you don't, Celia. You should be transparent in advance. If you really don't know, then I don't have confidence in you. You've already told me two totally different things. One is 50% and one is 400%. Yes, of course. I'm so confident, and I will never lead you astray. Awesome, said Celia. So please clarify. You've said 50% and you said 400%. You haven't said how often, or over what time period, or if that's an estimate, or a maximum return. Also, you said this the other day, she said, copying the bit about Bitcoin staking. Is that how the account generates interest, or does it use other methods? Yes, sweetheart. I just need you to sign up first, dear, he said, getting a bit desperate. No, I don't, said Celia. I'll just copy what I said before. It should be transparent in advance and all the rest. Everything in the platform is well stated and understandable. That was the reason I had to send you the platform. Weekly return is 4 times. And is that 50% or 400%, she asked. 100% return on investment each time, he said. OK, Cecilia. Why just for 4 weeks? That's just because you just want to start. Irrelevant, said Celia. Why does it only work for 4 weeks? Please at least try and sound as if you know what you're talking about. You still haven't told me how the company generates their income. You typed that stuff about staking Bitcoin, then admitted that you can't even do that. What do they really do to generate income, please? I think I've already told you my son is an accountant. I do know how investing works. Celia! The 4-week time frame may be related to a specific investment strategy or offer. It's crucial to clarify. Let's discuss this further and address any concerns you may have. Celia! The company generates income through various avenues, including strategic investments, asset management, and potentially through fees associated with the service they provide. The specific details depend on the investment platform or company in question. I guess you messaged the company on live chat, sweetheart. Because she had. Wonder how he would have known that. The specific details depend on the investment platform or company in question, quoted Celia. Obviously, and I'm asking you about the platform that you've given me the link to. How do rich net funds generate their income? Yes, Celia. Rich net funds generate income through various avenues, including strategic investments, asset management, and potentially through fees associated with the services they provide, which is absolutely not at all what it says on their website. The specific details depend on the investment platform or company in question. What kind of strategic investments and what assets are they managing? You really have no idea, do you? You mentioned share trading. Tell me about how you do that, please. I'm not interested in the crypto. I have lots of ideas, he said. You're not answering my questions. Have you signed up? No, Cecilia. Which bit of this did you not understand? You really have no idea, do you? You mentioned share trading. Tell me about how you do that, please. I'm not interested in the crypto. And then, in reply to him saying, I guess you messaged the company on live chat, sweetheart, she said, I wonder how you would know that. For the share trading, you will have to tell me how much money you want to invest. Then you will send me the money, and I will invest the money for you. Sorry, pal. No, I won't, Cecilia. You'll tell me which companies and which platform you're using. Which market do you invest in? Then you really don't trust me, said our man, beginning to realise he was getting nowhere. And that's the share trading. No, Cecilia, I really don't trust you. You're right. If you can't even tell me basic things, if you don't even know which platform you use for share trading, I'm thinking you don't really do share trading at all. I wouldn't even dream of asking about your real estate investment. I'd guess that's pure fantasy. I've been telling you a lot of things, but you seem like you don't want to invest, he said. You're just trying to get more informations from me. She should be so lucky, pal. You've been telling me lots of bullshit and generic rubbish, but you seem like you don't know anything about investing, she said. And in reply to him saying you're just trying to get more information from me, she said, I'm trying to get even small amount of sense, but failing. Do you really think if you sent me, I won't invest it for you? And this is another typical scammer tactic, trying to guilt trip the victim if they're refusing to comply. How can you? She said. You've no idea what you're talking about. No, you're the one who doesn't understand. I understand far, far better than you will ever know, said Celia. I even had to send you a platform. I wouldn't have sent that if I don't know what I'm doing, he said. And I understand exactly who you are, said Celia, so I think it's time you went away and annoyed someone else. You're the one who's not serious, he said. Say hello to Lagos for me, said Celia. You may now talk to yourself. Goodbye. So our man did for a while. Celia! Bitcoin investment offers potential advantages, such as decentralized nature, limited supply, and the opportunity for portfolio diversification. While it comes with risks, strategic investing in Bitcoin, especially for the long term, has shown the potential for significant returns. Obviously, ChatGPT has written that as a generic investment explanation. There is no diversification of portfolio if you're only investing in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Celia! Investing in Bitcoin can be a strategic move with the potential for substantial returns. It's a dynamic market, and my commitment is to navigate it diligently, considering risks and opportunities. Your trust is paramount, and I'm dedicated to transparent communication and sound investment practices. If you're willing, let's continue our discussion, ensuring you feel confident and informed about the potential benefits of Bitcoin investment. At which point, Celia ghosted him, and our man disappeared from Celia's life. And please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not an investment advisor. I only know what I know from my own research. Please don't take investment advice from me. Please don't take investment advice from somebody that randomly contacts you online. If you're thinking of investing, do, as we said earlier, your own due diligence. Satisfy yourself to the best of your abilities that what you're investing in meets your aims. And if you can't do that, then please don't invest. And if you're in any doubt, contact a registered, licensed, local financial advisor, not someone you've randomly met online or that someone on social media has told you to contact. And now, because we haven't done it for a while, let's take a look at that fake investment website. 2 clues right at the start that it's fake. Firstly, look at its web address, richnetfund.netlify.app. Richnetfund is just a subdomain. Netlify.app is the main domain. Let's see who netlify.app are. And here they are. If you cut through the word salad, I think it's just somewhere where you can put up a free website. And going back to this amazing platform, look what it says at the start. Secure and easy way to Bitcoin mining. Okay, let's scroll down a bit. Let's do the usual thing and start with their happy customers. And here they are, the usual selection of happy customers. We're going to do a reverse image search on some of them. I've zoomed in on the screen a bit to make it easier to take a screenshot. Let's look at Hannah Jackson. Here she is. She's an actress called Catherine Langford. Now let's try Oliver Moore. Here he is. He's a speaker called Simon Sinek. I won't do any more, but I think you can see that those are all fake reviews. Okay, what do they say under About Us? We are, it says, with no uppercase W at the start, limited liability, both with uppercase letters, company. But it doesn't say where they're registered or what their company name is. Okay, so let's see how this company thinks they generate their income. Your Bitcoin investment undergoes a regular mining operation 24 hours a day, making it possible for you to increase your financial capacity. And what are the current returns on Bitcoin mining for ordinary investors such as you and me? I've used a website called Crypto Compare, who I know are reputable, and you'll see that even though the price of Bitcoin has risen recently, the returns on Bitcoin mining are still negative. Every wallet, it says, connected to the mining network gets a steady interest return, which makes this investment platform more profiting and beneficial. What about Contact Us? Are they going to tell us where they are? No, that's simply redirected us to the same About page. So we don't know where these people think they're based. There is no way of contacting them. There was a live help box on the right-hand side. If you remember in the video, he told her that she'd contacted them. That, of course, has gone. There's also an About Us section on the home page, which tells me that XBR Company, whoever they are, is a distinctive investment company, offering our investors access to high-growth investment opportunities in Bitcoin markets and other services. That sounds to me as if it's been copied from somewhere else. Let's see if we can find it. Well, it apparently is also on the site of App Crypto Earn, who are also on Netlify. This is Crypto Earn. Does that look similar to RichNet funds? There could be a reason for that. What happens if I decide I want to register? Apparently, I can create a free account. Let's try it. Apparently, Celia has now registered successfully, so she can sign in. She can deposit funds. Now take a look at this, guys. If you decide to deposit, you're given a QR code and a Bitcoin wallet address. If you deposit money into one of these accounts, you're sending it to the crypto wallet of a scammer. You have no idea who you're sending it to, and I guarantee that you'll never see your money again. I think I've done enough investigating there to show you that this website is just a scam, and in fact I'm now on the wrong one. Look, I'm on Crypto Earn, not RichNet Funds, but I will report both of them to Netlify. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, and I'll see you again in another episode of Dennis Cain.